So the event on Saturday was a mangrove replanting initiative. The theme of this year's Earth Day is the face of climate change. And as you probably, I'm sure most people are aware, climate change is something that's all around us right now. Small Caribbean islands like Grenada are going to be particularly affected by some of the aspects of climate change, not least sea level rise and increased frequency and intensity of hurricanes. So the mangrove system that the initiative on Saturday was focused on was in the Woburn area, which is an area that was particularly badly affected by Hurricane Ivan in 2004. And for probably a variety of reasons, the system has not bounced back, hasn't shown much natural recovery, so it needed a little help. So there's been mangrove replanting in that area before, and it was the mangrove in Woburn and in Calavinny as well. But Saturday's event was very much a community-driven event, coordinated by the Grenada Fund for Conservation, with a big helping hand from the ECO group of students at campus, the undergrad student group, which is, the ECO stands for Education, Conservation and Outreach. And I'm delighted to say also that the Grenada Fund for Conservation are being well supported by some of our graduates. So some of our best biology, ecology, conservation graduates who've graduated in the last year are now working with the Grenada Fund for Conservation. And they very much doing a lot of school outreach for that program. And they brought a number of school-age kids to the event on Saturday to really get up close and personal with nature, to get hold of some baby mangroves, to plant them in some beds that have been prepared already. I think really it was just very much to get hands-on, have a look at the system, which has changed enormously even in the last couple of years as a result of replanting. Huge amounts of bay grape and almond were planted at the sort of the most terrestrial reaches of that ecosystem, and it's grown up fantastically. So fingers and toes crossed. We planted about 500 mangrove seedlings in the Woburn mangrove in the morning on Saturday, and then 2 other groups were coming in Saturday afternoon to plant about another 500 more in the Calavinny area. So, you know, an amazing initiative, and fingers and toes crossed, a number of those seedlings will catch and grow and start helping that area recover. It's a very, very important area for birds, not only those that are here year-round, but migratory birds use mangroves significantly. And even whilst we were there, even with the rabble of noise from the kids and from the students that were digging around in the mud and everything else, there was still quite an abundance of birds on show. So great to see, and a real fantastic event. I mean, I was delighted to see so many people there on Saturday. And I think to start with, some people in particular are a little bit afraid of getting muddy, and provision had been made so you didn't have to get muddy. But I did notice a number of my students physically took their shoes off and walked in the mud. So again, I mean, hopefully that's quite a profound experience that they'll remember, whatever they go on to do with their careers and their lives. But I think really, to me, that's what Earth Day is about, is like connecting people reconnecting people with nature, reminding them, that the Earth's our life support system. It needs all the help it can get, and there's initiatives like the mangrove replanting. There's very much building resilience at the coastline, which is desperately needed, particularly in the face of climate change. If we have a healthy mangrove system, you reduce the amount of erosion, you reduce the amount of storm damage that's done. So those systems are enormously important. And hopefully, our initiative on Saturday will go some way at restoring that system back to its natural state of health and the natural state of resilience and protection for the community that's adjacent to that.